There is also Forest Research Institute at Deccan. So if you are talking about engineering and sciences, common to them, there are few other fields which are common to both engineering as well as sciences. There is defense services, there is merchant navy, there is computer and information technology, there is also agriculture. These areas are common to both engineering people as well as sciences people. In the case of defense fields, you might have defense services, paramilitary services, coastal guard. There are different things who do different services to our nation. People who want to work in this area, they should be ready to sacrifice. They should have very strong physical strength, and they should have a proper, appropriate mindset. And if you are working on border roads, there are people who work on borders who look about mountains, forests, and adverse environments. You might end up in intelligence services where you are in government intelligence offices or private detectives. You have specific interest in understanding, in looking for things like, okay, you should be quite intelligent enough. People who want to enter into this field should have good health, they should have very high intellect, they should be disciplined in their way of life as well. So in the case of defense services, you have army, you have navy, you have air force, and there are plenty of opportunities in there. There are opportunities which are related to postal, which are related to judge, infantry, armored corps, artillery, technical branches there, medical branches there. There are plenty of branches available. There is also NDA, which is National Defence Academy, which is conducted by UPSC. There is Combined Defence Services Exam, again conducted by UPSC. There is Service Selection Board, SSB. The paramilitary services has CRPF, BSF, ITBP, which is related to Indo-Tibetan, CASF, which is Central Industrial Security Force. There is also a PET test specifically conducted, which is called Physical Efficiency Test. This is a must for this area like. And if you are continuing into this area, you might work in the technical commercial area, which bachelor's degree, diploma or whatever. If you want to work in the coastal guard, then you might end up in commanding ships, or maybe in pilot, you might be in a navigator branch, you might be in engineering branch or electrical branch. If you are in intelligence services, you might end up in CBI, which is through SSC selection. There is IB, there is also RAW, which is a research team. Merchant Navy, where we look about how to organize things, how to work in a deck, and also working on the engines like. You also have to work as a steward in the steward departments. So based on your working environment, things differ. There are different areas here in the Merchant Navy, and depending upon the type of the ship you work upon, your life varies. You should have very high interest. You should be prepared to work in difficult environments. You should be on water, traveling on a vessel for long days or long months. You should be prepared for that. And you might end up as a chief engineer who will work in the area of propulsion. You might be a second engineering officer working in the engine room. You can be third, fourth and fifth officer working in the fuel and water. You can be electrical officer. You can be as radio officers who work in the electronics area. Right? You might do nautical sciences. You can also do plenty of courses in that area. One popular institute is Marine Engineering Research Institute, which is available at present at Calcutta and Mumbai. Computers and information technology. This area is a vast area. It covers a lot of things because it involves a lot of industries. Almost every industry now uses computers, including banking, finance, defense, scientific, travel industry, tourism, everything involves. If you want to work in this area, you might be prepared to work long hours, sometimes in different hours. Like if you are working as a client, for example, you might need to work in a foreign time zone instead of working in your own time zone. And you might need to be friendly with computers. You might be interested, or you have to be interested to work on a computer for long hours. And there are plenty of areas also. You can end up in the hardware area to design computers, chip design, networking, technicians like. You can be a software engineer where you work as a programmer, system analyst, application programmer, electronic data processing manager, enterprise resource planner. You can work in the web area where you talk about database, webmaster, web designer, e-commerce or m-commerce. There are plenty of courses available. You can do BE, ME, BSc, MSc, MCA and the like. And there are specific institutes in India. VLSI Design and Research Center at Pune, Center for Development of Advanced Computing CDAC, Electronics Research and Development Center of India at Roorkee. They also conduct MTech. Then we have to look about agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone of our economy, Indian economy. We look for farming here, look about various challenges you face due to weather, due to the environmental conditions like. So agriculturists, they work in the production, they look about the research, they also look for how to make a good business out of it. Okay, they should be interested in the area of horticulture or cultivation. Agriculture engineers, they work in developing various equipments machinery which can assist in agriculture and food industry, so that we can make our job faster, effective. Okay, effectively we should be able to complete our job. Someone who wants to work in this area should have a very strong background in the mechanical area, should also be prepared to work outdoors. You should be able to work as a team, because you might need to work with some farmers to know what they are doing, how they are working. And you should be able to you should have a very good health. You should be good in vocabulary, talking, diplomacy, because you need to talk to many people to know what is good, what is necessary for the industry to work. And you might need to work with, interact with agriculture scientists as well. Agriculture engineers might need to work with agriculture scientists, also food processing people and others. There is MTech, also BTech available in this area. Agriculture engineering is a 4 years degree you can do after your +2 degree. You might need to have physics, chemistry, maths and English in your higher secondary. There is also BSc Agriculture Sciences. There are plenty of institutions like Food Corporation of India, NABARD is another one, National Dairy Development Board is one such. By now we have seen about engineering, we have seen about sciences and fields that are relevant to both.